Shalom. Good morning. It is almost 11 o'clock, and then we will start the sermon. Right now, we're going to listen to some music, some omnism worship music, as you can see here. Let's start with this one.
Smoke in the headlights,
Ash on the ground, mothers are crying,
the fear is loud. Sirens and silence, riding our streets. We're losing our children to hunger and screams. Oh God, we need you in every name we've given, every word we've whispered, every way we've tried to say divine. This world is tearing up the seams, and we are breaking in between. Oh God, we need you now. We need you now. Oceans are rising, forests on fire. We trade our brothers for comfort and wire. Temples and churches argue and shout, while orphans are crying with no one around. Oh God, we need you in every name we've given, every word we've whispered, every way we've tried to say divine. This world is tearing at the seams, and we are breaking in between. Oh God, we need you now. For every child taken, for every heart hardened, for every river poisoned, for every garden, for every faith seeking a way through the dark. Be breath in our bodies, be light in our hearts. Oh God, we need you in every name we've given, another name we never learned to say. Shouting in the common light, like every stranger, someone we can break.
One of my favorite songs.
Windows lit on empty streets, screens glow cold on violent day. Someone's child caught between our tribes and all this wage. When heaven's eyes are crying, every tear could flood this place. God's heart breaking like a storm every time we turn away. We keep drawing sharper lines over skin and over face. When heaven's eyes are crying, love is begging us to change. He sees dinner tables where silence cuts much deeper than the words. Brothers sharing bloodlines, but not a single sentence ever heard. Hands that could be holding turned to fists that tremble in the air. Every time we curse a name, he's standing in that empty chair. When heaven's eyes are crying, every tear could flood this place. God's heart breaking like a storm every time we turn away. We keep drawing sharper lines over skin and over face. When heaven's eyes are crying, love is begging us to change. If we could feel the crack in his chest, hear how it sounds when mercy is stressed, would we still throw stones from our chosen sides, or finally see his face in every pair of eyes? When heaven's eyes are crying, every tear could flood this place. God's heart breaking like a storm every time we turn away. We keep drawing sharper lines over skin and over face. When heaven's eyes are crying, love is begging us to change.
Next song. One more song and then we'll
He carved his words like wood in his hands, a story told in dust and lands. Every parable shaped with care, a bridge of faith hanging in the air.
This one's better.
temple, money changers running. Said the meek inherit earth, not the ones who stunning. Camels through a needle's eye, the rich stay bluffing. Hoarding all their treasure, hearts full of nothing. Blessed all the peacemakers, not the war machines. Not the Pharisees scheming in their holy routines. Bread for the hungry, wine for the masses. Not a kingdom of gold, but love that surpasses. What you really said, it ain't what they taught. Not the greed, not the hate, not the battle's fought. Turn the other cheek, break the chains instead. Open up your heart, that's what Jesus really said. What you really said, it ain't what they taught. Not the greed, not the hate, not the battle's fought. Turn the other cheek, break the chains instead. Open up your heart, that's what Jesus really said. Feet in the dust, sandals worn to the thread. Walking with the outcasts, raising the dead. He said forgive them, even when it's tough. Said love your enemies, this world's corrupt. No stones for the sinner. Who among us clean? He drew in the dirt, exposed the unseen. Parables for the people, truths in disguise. Told them plant good seeds, see the harvest rise. What he really said, it ain't what they taught. Not the greed, not the hate, not the battle's fought. Turn the other cheek, break the chains instead. Open up your heart, that's what Jesus really said. What he really said, it ain't what they taught. Not the greed, not the hate, not the battle's fought. Turn the other cheek, break the chains instead. Open up your heart, that's what Jesus really said. What he really said, it ain't what they taught. Not the greed, not the hate, not the battle's fought. Turn the other cheek, break the chains instead. Open up your heart, that's what Jesus really said. 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 Open up your heart, that's what Jesus really said.
You want camera now?
Not yet. What do you think? One more song?
No.
Why not?
Because turn on the camera already.
Oh, you just want to show them the kitties, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, they can go on the kitties' Facebook or YouTube page.
No, I want to show them.
Oh, goodness gracious. My child is wanting to show one of our kittens that my mama cat had. This one's name is Pearl. But I'm pretty sure it's a boy.
Yeah, all of them are boys.
Pretty sure they're all boys. All right, Pearl. Go on. Run back to your mamas. Go, run. Oh, we're going to show Jasper now, too. Jasper's the more prominent Siamese. Or Himalayan. Whatever you call it. I don't know if they're going to be long-furred or short-furred. Long-furred, you think?
Yeah.
Long-furred! It's like Longshanks. All right. So, I guess we're not going to play any more songs right at this minute. We'll come back to it in a bit. We are doing scriptures. Boy, if you don't want to be in here for scriptures, I suggest you go now.
Why can't I leave while you're doing that?
I mean, you can, but I would like some respect, so please don't make a lot of noise. Like that. Shh.
Like I said, Jaspercito. Despacito, but Jasper.
Silencio, por favor.
Despacito.
The thought of the day. Today is Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with all of you. The 4th is this Oh, we need to change this screen. That's why. Let's do the whole window. The Force is an energy field. But what, you can't believe in the 4th? Are you gonna, and you can't believe in God. Why not? Because they're both imaginary forces, but the electricity that we use on a day-to-day basis, the Wi-Fi, you believe in Wi-Fi? That's an invisible force too. It's all energy. Anyway, so may the fourth be with you. And our thought for today is the capacity to give one's attention to a sufferer is a very rare and difficult thing. It is almost a miracle. It is a miracle. Simon Well. This is talking about those that sit with those that are suffering, whether it be emotional suffering, physical suffering, fear of death, which would end up being a psychological and emotional suffering. Those who sit with them during their suffering, they're very rare people indeed. It takes a very rare person to be able to do that and have the empathy to sit with somebody while they're going through that pain and suffering. The commentary on this statement from this website, which I always read all of these, and let's get my link tree in here for you guys. That way you can go to the links and follow along on your own. Also, it's let's support anti-racism. If you go to my link tree, that's the first thing that pops up, how you can support me. And then the many paths lead the way. That's the part where it has all these scriptures. Currently, we're reading from the Thought of the Day, which is the Blue Mountain Center of Meditation, or the bmcm.org. So the commentary for them is suffering is inherent in life. However, we may try to conceal it. However often we may try to turn our eyes away from it. You see somebody, a homeless person on the street, they're suffering financially, possibly physically, possibly mentally or emotionally. So we turn our eye away from it. I try to teach my son that in those moments when we see somebody like that, we give them what we can. If I have a few dollars, give it to them. If I have some food, I give it to them. I'd rather give them the food directly. That way I know that they are being fed. But whatever I have on my person at the time. To any sensitive person who reads the paper every morning can be a hard blow. Which is why I don't like to watch the news. Murders, suicide, air crashes, war, violence, disease, poverty. In every country on the face of the earth, there is suffering. If you are sensitive, your heart will melt in grief. I don't watch the news because I don't want to be crying first thing in the morning. Yet the greatest joy lies in devoting your life to the amelioration of this sorrow. Not sure what that word means, but I'm going to assume that it means like the obliteration or the empathy of it. The greatest fulfillment comes to you when you dedicate your life to bring some of these tragedies to an end, to annihilate them, to obliterate the sorrow, the suffering, to wipe the tears away from the eyes of the few people, to comfort them in their sorrow. I mean, that is why Christ came here, right? To comfort those in sorrow, to heal those that are sick, to teach those that are teachable. Some aren't teachable. Trust. Some will think that when you're trying to teach them, that you are trying to preach at them or condemning them, and that's not the case either. Nicodemus didn't feel condemned when Jesus told him it'd be easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than it would for you to get into heaven. I mean, he didn't say you, but he said a rich man, and Nicodemus was a very, very rich teacher at that time. We needn't rescue the whole world or even a city or a neighborhood. We begin with those around us, your neighbors, your friends, your family members, even your enemies. Sometimes just being there for them when they're suffering can turn an enemy into a friend. Well, we did that. So let's do our Stoic reading for the day. It's been a while. Woo! April 15th, well, 14th was the last time we read. It's been 2 weeks. I've been trying to get into a new schedule. I started a new job, and that takes a lot out of me. And then I do my other job after work. I work from the afternoon till the evening, and then I get off and do a couple of hours in the evening. And then I sleep until a certain time. And then I get up and I repeat the process of trying to clean my house, take care of my kid, go to work, go to school, all this wonderful stuff. And it is wonderful to stay busy. However, I am losing my time with you guys, losing my time with God, losing my time with the reflections of why it is that I do this. Not this, but just life in general. Why it is that we live our lives day to day in a constant repetitive cycle of go to work, go to school, go home, go to work, go to school, go home. There's got to be more to it than that. So, yeah, this is how I focus. So, May the 4th, what's truly impressive, how much better is it to be known for doing well by many than for living extravagantly? How much more worthy than spending on sticks and stones is it to spend on people? Musonius Rufus lectures. So I'm going to reflect on that before I read his reflection. How much better is it to be known for doing well? I have this saying that I've said most of my life. I've shared the song that it came from once before. There's a song by, not Tori Amos, but she's a good singer too. It's called Legacy. If I go into my music, YouTube music, I might be able to find it. Legacy. Nicole Nordman. See, I knew it was a double name like that. Nicole Nordman. She sang Legacy. She wants to leave a legacy. How will they remember me? Did I choose to love? Did I point to you enough to make a mark on things? I want to live an offering. How much better is it to be known for doing well than it is to acquiring a whole bunch of stuff? Living extravagantly, going on $1,000 vacations, buying fancy electric cars, living in a mansion. Is that really what life's about? How much better is it to be known for doing well by many than for living extravagantly? How much more worthy than spending on sticks and stones is it to spend on people? Why buy swords and rings, costume jewelry? That's all it is. It's a costume. Yeah, it might be $3,000 because they're real diamonds, but it's still just a costume that you put onto yourself. Wouldn't it be better to spend that money helping the poor? Building homeless shelters. I am so proud of some of the people in Hollywood, that 1% that actually wants to make a difference, cashing in their life savings to build homeless shelters for people and animals. That's what I'm talking about. Think of all you know about the lifestyles of the rich and famous. That so-and-so bought a home for so many millions. That so-and-so travels with their own barber. That so-and-so owns a pet tiger or an elephant. That so-and-so doesn't ever plan to get married in America again, but go overseas to do it. The exact same gossip and notoriety was popular in Roman times. Certain Romans were known for the thousands of sesterces they spent on their koi ponds, money. Big old fancy mansion house, big old electric car, big old fancy pool in the backyard. Oh, it goes on and on and on. That's what Americans want so much, right? Not just Americans, just the rich and famous. You don't even have to be famous anymore, just rich, born with riches, a silver spoon in your mouth. I got a tiny little silver spoon. That's what my God gave me, my tiny silver spoon. Got it for free at a yard sale. What we don't want anymore, somebody else may enjoy. Our trash is God's treasure. All right. Others were notorious for parties and feasts. The works of Roman poets such as Juvenal and Marital abound with tidbits about these types. The conspicuously wealthy earn and ultimately get what they want out of spending, their reputation. But what an empty one it is. Is it really that impressive to spend, spend, spend? Given the funds, who wouldn't be able to do that? Anybody can do that. Anybody can spend the money that's given to them. But how you use it and how you spend it and what you spend it on, that's what makes a difference. Marcus Aurelius courageously sold off some of the imperial furnishings to pay down war debts. But we don't hear about that in history books. We just hear about his conquers. More recently, Jose Mujica, the former president of Uruguay, stood out for giving 90% of his presidential salary to charity and driving a 25-year-old car. Maybe our president should try that. Who can do stuff like that? Not everyone. So who's the more impressive? The ones that do that, or the ones that hide in their White House and want to build a new ballroom? You live in the freaking White House! Really? You went from Trump Tower to the White House. Sorry, I hate to get political on here, but that's my channel. It's religion and politics. Politics are just many blood-sucking animals. Poly means many, and ticks are blood-sucking creatures. How do people not see this? Linguistics, break it down. When is enough for these rich people in power? Rich people in power. Why don't you put somebody poor in power and see what it does? Why don't you take somebody from lower class and give them the same opportunities? Oh, wait. Oh, we think we did that with Trump's vice president. That's why he did that, right? So he knew the system. No, I'm talking about somebody who lived in lower class, grew up in lower class, and wasn't given the opportunities to get out. Somebody who's still there. Maybe then they might make a difference. Somebody who's still there but tries to works to help the people in that position. Funny thing is, I think if they found somebody like that, that person wouldn't want the position of presidency. A true leader doesn't want to be a leader. They want to help people. They want to live with the people. They want to walk with the people. They want to talk with the people. How are you going to talk with the people when you're stuck in a White House all day? You're not talking to the people. You're talking to your constituents, your cabinet, your besties. We're going to get off this subject. We're going to get back on to the stuff that makes me happy. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. This is the Old Testament. God is calling out to his people. Chronicles. There you are. If you're following along in your scriptures, it is after the Kings, which are after Judges and after Samuel. Second Chronicles 7:14. I pulled my Bible out because it's got some special notes in here. All right. If my people who are called, Deuteronomy 28:10 and Isaiah 43:7 refers to this, that they were called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn away from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and heal their land. This is God appearing to Solomon at night. If you know, Solomon was Hannah's child. Hannah was barren. And she prayed to God and asked God to give her a child. She said, Lord, if you give me a child, I will dedicate him to you. And so, no, sorry, Solomon was not that. Solomon was the king before David. I'm talking about Samuel's mother, Hannah. That's why we have Samuel the prophet after the Judges. But this is when Solomon was there. And Solomon had Solomon was the son of David. And David had the heart after God's own heart. I'm going to finish reading this. I'm going to start at 12 and I'm going to read through 18 actually. And the Lord appeared to Solomon by night and said to him, I have heard your prayer and have chosen this place for myself as a house of sacrifice. When I shut up heaven and there is no rain, or command the locust to devour the land, or send pestilence among my people, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn away from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and heal their land. He's saying right here, the Lord appeared to Samuel and said, I've heard your prayer and I've chosen this place for myself as a house of sacrifice, the temple. Because Samuel had just dedicated the temple to the Lord, which Solomon had built. King David wanted to build God's temple, but David had sinned so much that God did not give him that right. And he blessed Solomon, which was the offspring of David and Bathsheba. So God's people were falling away. But here it's talking about, when he shut up heaven and there was no rain. This is all that happened in Egypt. He commanded the locusts to devour and the pestilence among the people. But when the people called on his name, he was quick to forgive them, God was. And now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to prayer made in this place, the temple. For now I have chosen and sanctified this house that my name may be there forever, and my eyes and my heart will be there perpetually. As for you, if you walk before me as your father David walked, and do according to all that I have commanded you, and if you keep my statutes and my judgments, then I will establish the throne of your kingdom, as I covenanted with David your father, saying, you shall not fail to have a man as ruler in Israel. But he goes on and he tells Solomon, but if you forsake it, well, there'll be consequences. Thoughts on today's verse. Humility is not our culture's most valued asset or most desired character quality, but it is needed. However, humility is what is needed, not so much because it's commanded, though that would be enough, but because we've earned our need for humility through our arrogance and abandonment of God and his character, compassion, and faithful loving kindness. We need to humble ourselves. It's like a child telling the parent while living under their roof, I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to do what you tell me to do. Yeah, you do. Or you don't get to live there anymore. Situation from my own life. At one point, I did have somebody tell me that they would house me and feed me and send me to school as long as I followed their rules. But see, when rules conflict with your own morals and values, that's when you have to take a step back and look. I turned down that offer because at the time I had somebody I needed to care for that needed me. And I was on a journey of my own that wouldn't have led me here to where I am now if I would have accepted that offer. I may have been arrogant a little. I don't want to follow your rules. I think you're a hypocrite. I can't get tattoos or piercings, but you have tattoos. What? That was my mindset back then. I was 18, 19 years old. But now I know whose house I truly belong in, and I'm doing my best to stay humble. I know I'm not perfect, but I strive to be every day in the eyes of my Lord. Every year brings another wave of major failures in morality, character, and spirituality among our leaders, both political and religious. Even on our best days, we all fall short of God's holiness. Rather than progressing culturally, we find ourselves slipping, rebelling, and degrading ourselves. Our need to approach God with humility is earned. So let's be humble. So let's be humble ourselves and call upon the Lord, throwing off our sin and seeking after him. Only then will we begin to see our hope for a brighter future emerge and healing come to the people. Our prayer for the day. Holy and almighty God, Lord Adonai, creator of the universe. Your deeds are awesome. You are an awesome God. Your faithfulness is so overwhelming, and your mercy and grace are such blessings. We come to you knowing that you hear us, despite the incredible distance between you and I and us, between your worth and holiness and our lack of it. And we confess that I and my culture and country around me have made a mess of what you so wonderfully blessed us with. What you created, we have destroyed. But we come humbly before you, asking that you reassert yourself in our land, our churches, our nations, and our leaders in clearly recognizable ways. We need you so much right now. This world is so lost. And at the same time, we humbly acknowledge our failures, our arrogance, and our rebellion. We ask for your grace and faith. In your holy name, Lord. Amen. I need to compose myself for a minute, so we're going to do another song, and then we'll be right back. Great song.
Sunrise on my tired face, coffee in a chipped old cup, Read those words of love and mercy, but this hard heart keeps tightening up. They said, feed the hungry, heal the hurting, turn your cheek, not turn away. All those names on holy pages, still I'm stumbling through the day. I wanna walk where they walked, side by side with my Lord. Love my neighbor like my brother, live the truth in every word. They all preach the same sweet mercy, every mountain, every shore. If they sang the same old message, why can't we follow it more? I see a stranger at the corner, cardboard sign and shaking hands. I feel that tug, that quiet whisper, but I still count my own demands. They cross deserts for compassion, climb their hills to set us free. Different tongues, but one commandment. What you do to them, you do to me. I wanna walk where they walk, side by side with my Lord. Love my neighbor like my brother, live the truth in every word. They all preach the same sweet mercy, every mountain, every shore. If they sang the same old message, why can't we follow it more? So I'm laying down my anger, let it rust, let it rot. Open doors instead of fences, share the little that I got. If those prophets found each other in the stories that we hold, would they ask us, would they beg us, child, let love be what you show?
You and play people's songs. It's not my songs.
I wake up tired in my spirit, heart heavy, hands cold. So many signs I keep missing, so many roads I don't know. I feel small in all this silence, I feel lost in what I chose. If you're near, please hear me, teach my trembling soul. Show me where to go, show me how to stand. Take my shaking heart, hold it in your hands. Don't walk away, even when I'm so low. What is every got the place? Show me where to go. I've tried leaning on my reason, built my plans like fragile walls. Every day another battle, every stumble, every fall. I don't have the perfect language, only tired, unfinished prayers. If each breath can be a calling, meet me in the air. Show me where to go, show me how to stand. Take my shaking heart, hold it in your hands. I wanna walk your way, even when I'm slow. God of every path and place, show me where. Stand for this step, not the whole road, just this step. Light for today, just enough light for today. If I turn left, if I turn right, stay with me in the turning. If I sit down, if I cry out, stay with me, still burning. Show me where to go, show me how to stand. Take my shaking heart, hold it in your hands. I wanna walk your way, even when I'm slow. God, I'm every contemplate. Show me where.
All right, one more song, and I'm not going to sing it or ruin it.
Check the mic, 1, 2, what on fire, what we gonna do? News reports, war stories, same old blues. General flexing, power tripping, land disputes. Greed got 'em bugging, snatching roots. Peace, that's the word. Spread it wide. Love, let it be our guide. No more fighting, no more tears, nowhere to hide. One human family, side by side.
Politicians plotting, pawns they playing, common folks suffering while they spraying, bullets flying, innocent crying, no delaying. This madness gotta stop. What I'm saying, peace, that's the word. Spread it wide. Love, let it be our guide. No more fighting, no more tears, nowhere to hide.
One human family, side by side.
From the block to the globe, unified stance, give peace a chance. A real romance, no more divisions, no more evil glance. Just understanding, a new circumstance.
Peace,
Right.
that's the word.
Spread it wide, love, let it be our guide. No more fighting, no more tears, nowhere to hide.
One human family, side by side. Peace,
Huh?
let it be our guide. No more fighting, no more tears, nowhere
What the song is about is the song that
Mom, I'm gonna show them that you got the rare one.
hold on, it's not a camera. This song is about we need more peace, not war. Yo,
Okay.
check the mic.
Okay,
1, 2.
okay. I can see it.
Oh, okay,
Turn
fine.
your camera on.
I will in just a moment. I gotta switch over to the Torah. Wait, I'm gonna do this one at first. I don't think that's the rare one.
Yeah, it is. Everybody wants the clear one. Just a big version. But hey, at least you got a small version. That's really rare. Small.
It's medium.
Yeah. Gimme.
It smells like paint thinner.
I I like pink.
No, you just like the smell because it like tickles your brain. Yeah, right. Stop sniffing the paint thinner. Squishy.
My nose.
No, please.
Why?
Because I would love that
My
you
paint thinner.
respect me and listen to me.
My paint thinner. My paint thinner. What? Is this how you're supposed to drink it?
Yes, it's a probiotic water. It's supposed to be for your belly to help regulate your poops.
Good time sip.
It's blueberry. This one's blueberry lemonade. All right. I believe last time we read the coming of age of humanity. All men have been created to carry forward an ever advancing civilization. But let us go to manifestations of God. How about no? We'll go to universal peace. There we go. The promise of world peace. And well, there's lots of sections. All right. I have not read this one before, so this will be interesting. In October 1985, the Universal House of Justice addressed a letter to the generality of humankind on the subject of universal peace, titled The Promise of World Peace. This section of the website presents the entire text from the statement. It can also be downloaded or viewed on the Baha'i Reference Library. Let's go over the opening first. And then we'll do section 1 the next time we stream. I'm going to say I want it to be tomorrow, but I cannot always verify that it will be tomorrow because, well, my schedule's been kind of chaotic and I should be able to do it tomorrow, but we'll see. All right. So we read that first part. The great peace towards which people of goodwill throughout the centuries have inclined their hearts, of which seers and poets for countless generations have expressed their vision, and for which from age to age the sacred scriptures of mankind have constantly held the promise, is not at long last within the reach of the nations. For the first time in history, it is possible, this was written in 1985, for the first time in history, it is possible for everyone to view the entire planet with all its myriad diversified peoples in one perspective. World peace is not only possible, but inevitable. It is the next stage in the evolution of this planet. In the words of the one great thinker, the planetization of mankind. Whether peace is to be reached only after unimaginable horrors precipitated by humanity's stubborn clinging to old patterns of behavior, or is to be embraced now by an act of consolative will, is the choice before all who inhabit the earth. Are we going to destroy ourselves first, or are we going to realize that we don't have to, we can just come to peace? At this crucial juncture, when the intractable problems confronting nations have been fused into one common concern for the whole world, failure to stem the tide of conflict and disorder would be unconceivably irresponsible. Among the favorable signs are the steadily growing strengths of the steps towards world order taken initially near the beginning of this century in the creation of the League of Nations, succeeded by the more broadly based United Nations organization. The achievement since the Second World War of independence by the majority of all the nations on Earth.
I got a rare. Ready?
Oh, rare potbelly. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
got it.
You got abs.
Yippee.
Child's
Yeah.
playing a monster game.
It's my singing monsters.
My singing monsters, that's right.
I got a rare.
Anyway, this is their long peace treaty. You can go in and read it if you want. A promise of world peace. That we're at that stage that we can.
That's my skin for it. It's
Nice.
cool.
We can find peace, but of course we're choosing to not.
Man.
Oh, it's a pretty good island.
Thank you. I put tiles where the dipsters were and gold mine. Add some outfits to them too.
I cannot read that. Now I can read it. That's pretty cool that we can do that. See, I've not checked out this website really before, the Sacred Lib, but we're gonna move on today. The Torah reading is from Leviticus, which is again the Old Law, and Psalms 79 and 82. Leviticus 25:1 to 25:18. Oh, this is talking about the Sabbath in the 7th year. The Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I give you, then the land shall keep a Sabbath to the Lord. 6 years you shall sow your field." Now, he gave these rules for a reason. Did you know that the earth, scientifically, it's proven that if you continue to sow plants into the earth year after year after year after year without letting it rest, that it will deteriorate the land. It will take all the nutrients out. It will dry it out. It will be no good for farming anymore. Duh. If we read the instruction manual, it says why. But the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath of solemn rest for the land, a Sabbath to the Lord. You will neither sow your field nor prune your vineyard. Just let it grow. What grows of its own accord of your harvest you shall not reap, nor gather the grapes of your untended vine, for it is a year of rest for the land, and the Sabbath produce of the land shall be food for you. For you, your male and female servants, your hired man, and the stranger who dwells with you, for your livestock and the beasts that are in your land, all of its produce shall be for food. So don't pick it, but if it falls off, eat it. And you shall count 7 Sabbaths of years for yourself, 7 times 7 years. And the time of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be to you 49 years. Yeah, because 7 times 7 is 49. Then you shall cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month, on the day of atonement. And you shall make the trumpet to sound throughout all your land. And you shall consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, and each of you shall return to his possession, and each of you shall return to his family. That 50th year shall be a jubilee to you. In it you shall neither sow nor reap what grows of its own accord, neither gather the grapes of your untended vine. For it is the jubilee; it will be holy to you. You shall eat its produce from the field. When you're 50 years old, it's a year of celebration. In this year of Jubilee, each of you shall return to his possession. And if you sell anything to your neighbor or buy from your neighbor's hand, you shall not oppress one another. According to the number of years after the Jubilee, you shall buy from your neighbor, and according to the number of years of crops, he shall sell to you. According to the multitude of years, you shall increase its price, and according to the fewer number of years, you shall diminish its price. For he sells to you according to the number of the years of the crops. Therefore you shall not oppress one another, but you shall fear your God, for I am the Lord your God. That's a lot of rules. So we're going to discuss some of this before we turn the page. Well, I guess I can read the last one. So you shall observe my statutes and keep my judgment and perform them, and you shall dwell in the land in safety. And then the land will yield its fruit, and you will eat your fill and dwell there in safety. That was 18 and 19. All right, but discusses in here. So I talked about in verse 4 the Sabbath of solemn rest for the land. This law extends to the land of principle of sabbatical rest every seventh time period holiness, and compared to in Exodus on the seventh day. Sabbatical years emphasized that the land was holy because it belonged to God. It gave the land a fallow period that maintained its agricultural quality, confirming equality by having everyone live off the land in its natural state, and served as a test of faith that God would provide without a regular harvest. Meaning, every 7 years, don't do anything to your land. Just let it overgrow. God will provide through that. All right. Addressing congregation that's not currently here. All right. It's proven. And God will provide for you. If God provides for the sparrows, the animals in the earth, he will provide for you as well. But with the world the way it has become, there's not a lot of the land left for God to provide for us through. On the Day of Atonement, the special year of Jubilee release began on Israel's Judgment Day, when the Lord confirmed his forgiveness of those among his people who remained loyal. For the loyal, God's judgment was good news. The 50th year, this is the year after the 7th sabbatical year. So it was the first year of the following sabbatical year period. Therefore, the 50th year doubled as the first year of the following Jubilee cycle. Consequently, there would be 49 years between each Jubilee year in a succession of Jubilee years. For extension of the Jubilee principle of freedom to the national level, see Daniel 9:24 through 27. 70 sabbatical year period equaled 10 Jubilee periods, which equaled 490 years. Liberty. The release instituted by Israel's divine king was to be regular and ongoing. Jubilee, originally a word for ram, from which horns were made to signal events. Possession and family describe how an Israelite would progressively sink to deeper levels of poverty, losing the ability to make a living on his own ancestral land, and then becoming dependent as a servant. Fellow Israelites were to help as much as they could by not charging interest, providing assistance, and redeeming land for a poor relative. The Jubilee release was the remedy of the last resort. It gave a person another opportunity to maintain independence by simultaneously restoring freedom from servitude and the ancestral land on which to make a living. Jubilee release of land cannot apply in modern Western societies today because we do not have ancestral possessions like those of the Israelites. However, from this legislation, we can learn timeless principles of social justice and compassion. Jesus sees his work in preaching good news and proclaiming release and liberty as a fulfillment of the Jubilee principle. Basically, if we could apply it to society today, if you owned your own home, but for some reason you got on some bad times and you we're indebted to the bank now, right? And the bank took your home. Well, every 50th year, every jubilee, that debt would be released. No more debt. You get your house back. It's yours. You get to start all new with your house still because you owned it. It's your house. But nowadays, we don't even own a house. Even if we own a house, we don't actually own a house. Nothing is ours anymore. All right. Same with land. Like if your family had land, but somehow they lost it, well, at that 50-year mark, it would be returned to you. But we got too many people, not enough land. I don't know. I want to do some calculations with how many people are on the earth. We need the census, people, v. land. Is there enough for every family to have their own? I don't know. But even if there were, it's not our land to begin with. It was given to us as a gift. We were to take care of it. And look what we did to it, folks. Really? Anyway, we got Psalms and we still have the Bhagavad Gita to go over and the Quran. So, and we're an hour in. I guess we're a little on time. It's usually an hour and a half. All right. Psalm 79 and 82. Through 82. 79 is a dirge and a prayer for Israel destroyed by the enemies. O God, the nations have come into your inheritance. Your holy temple they have defiled. They have laid Jerusalem in heaps. The dead bodies of your servants they have given as food for the birds of the heavens, and the flesh of your saints to the beasts of the earth. Their blood they have shed like water all around Jerusalem, and there was no one to bury them. We have become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to those who are around us. How long, O Lord? Will you be angry forever? Will your jealousy burn like fire? Pour out your wrath on the nations that do not know you, and on the kingdoms that do not call on your name, for they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. Oh, do not remember former iniquities against us. Let your tender mercies come speedily to meet us, for we have been brought very low. Help us, O God of our salvation, for the glory of your name, and deliver us and provide atonement for our sins, for your name's sake. Why should the nations say, where is their God? Let there be known among the nations in our sight the avenging of the blood of your servants which have been shed. Let the groaning of the prisoner come before you, according to the greatness of your power. Preserve those who are appointed to die, and return to our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach with which they have reproached you, O Lord. So we, your people, and the sheep of your pasture will give you thanks forever. We will show forth your praise to all generations. Psalms 80, prayer for Israel's restoration. I'll just repeat bits of this one. Restore us, O God. Cause your face to shine, and we shall be saved. Oh, that's what it says. You just repeated that over and over? All right, fine. We'll read the whole thing. Give ear, O shepherd of Israel, you who lead Joseph like a flock. You who dwell between the cherubim, shine forth before Ephraim, Benjamin, and Manasseh. Stir up your strength and come and save us. Restore us, O God, cause your face to shine, and we shall be saved. O Lord God of hosts, how long will you be angry against the prayer of your people? You have fed them with the bread of tears and given them tears to drink in great measure. You have made a strife to our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Restore us, O God, house of hosts, cause your face to shine, and we shall be saved. You have brought a vine out of Egypt. You have cast out the nations and planted it. You prepared room for it and caused it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with its shadow, and the mighty cedars with its boughs. She sent out her boughs to the sea and her branches to the river. Why have you brought down her hedges, so that all who pass by the way pluck her fruit, and bore out the woods uproots it, and the wild beast in the field devours it? Return, we beseech you, O God of hosts. Look down from heaven and see, and visit this vine, and the vineyard which your right hand has planted, and the branch that you made strong for yourself. It is burned with fire, it is cut down. They perish at the rebuke of your countenance. Let your hands be upon the man of your right hand, upon the son of the man whom you made strong for yourself, and we will not turn back from you. Revive us, and we will call upon your name. Restore us, O Lord, God of hosts. Cause your face to shine, and we shall be saved. You're so out of tune. Psalms 81 is an appeal for Israel's repentance. Sing aloud to God our strength. Make a joyful shout to the God of Jacob. Sing a song and strike the timbrel, a pleasant harp with the lute. Blow the trumpet at the time of the new moon, at the full moon, and on our solemn feast day. For this is a statute for Israel, the law of God of Jacob, that he established in Joseph as a testimony, and he made throughout the land of Egypt, where I heard a language I did not understand. I removed his shoulder from the burden, his hands were freed from the baskets, and you called in trouble, and I delivered you. I answered you in the secret place of thunder, I tested you with the waters of Meribah. Hear, O my people, and I will admonish you, O Israel, if you will listen to me, there shall be no foreign god among you, nor shall you worship any foreign god. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Open your mouth wide, and I will open it. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it. And my people would not heed my voice, but Israel would have none of me. So I gave them over to their own stubborn heart, to walk in their own counsel. Oh, that my people would listen to me, that Israel would walk in my ways. I would soon subdue their enemies, and turn my hand against their adversaries. The haters of the Lord would pretend submission to him, but their fate would endure forever. He would have fed them also with the finest of wheat, and with honey from a rock. I would have satisfied you. Psalms 82, a plea of justice, for justice. God stands in the congregation of the mighty, he judges among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the poor and the fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy, deliver the poor and needy, free them from the hand of the wicked. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness, all the foundation of the earth are unstable. I said, you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, and you shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all nations. And that was the Psalms. There's a lot of Psalms in there. I say it like I'm surprised. We're not surprised. There are a lot of Psalms. They were not all written by David. Some of them were written by Asaph, and some were written by others, like the chief musicians that were commanded by David. Because when he became king, just lots of responsibilities. Oh, it's not the third. Let's refresh this. Because it's the fourth. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. The transcendentalist, aiming at liberation, becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. You remain in a meditative state. Nothing bothers you. It'll just roll off you like water off a duck's back. Somebody's bothering you? No, they're not. Because it just doesn't bother you. It's like, whatever, man. You don't like me? That's cool. I still like you, bro. I still love you. We're all love. That's how it can be. Yeah. I saw this wonderful thing today about cannabis and how it says, oh, where is it? I'm going to find it again. It says, marijuana is a conscious enhancer, a chakra stimulator. The Illuminati banned it to prevent the masses from waking up. It is not a painkiller, though it can be used that way. It dissolves one's ego. Thus the masses, whom live fiercely out of their ego, likewise forbid it. So you wonder why stoners are like... Stoners, I say. I think there's a difference between pothead and stoners. We're getting off the religious track here, but they're just laid back, like chill, bro. Nothing bothers them. They're in a meditative state. There we go. All right, we're going to read this real quick, and then I'll read it from the book itself.
ألا لله الدين الخالص والذين اتخذوا من دونه أولياء ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى إن الله يحكم بينهم فيما هم فيه يختلفون إن الله لا يهدي من هو كاذب كفار.
All right. It says that this is verse 4. It's always one off. It's actually verse 3. So I'm going to read verse 3 and 4. Is it not to Allah that sincere devotion is due? But those who take for protectors others than Allah say, we only serve them in order that they may bring us nearer to Allah. Truly, Allah will judge between them in that wherein they differ. Oh, we just read that in Psalms. God stood among the gods and judged them. Did he not? And now it's saying that Allah shall do the same. Will judge between them in that wherein they differ, but Allah guides not such as are false and ungrateful. Had Allah wished to take himself a son, he could have chosen whom he pleased out of those whom he doth create. But glory be to him, he is above such things. He is Allah, the One, the Irresistible. There's part of this that I can't wait to get to. We might have passed it, but it does talk about Jesus in here. I'll find it for next time. Oh, that's all those scriptures. So we're going to go back to the music. We're going to read our depression and anxiety book first. May the 4th. Continue strong. Be alert. Continue strong in the faith. Have courage and be strong. Do everything in love. 1 Corinthians 16:13-14. When I look at the life of Jesus on earth, I find that everything he did in his ministry, he did out of love. He was the pure reflection of God. In his humility, he served those who should have served him. He laid down his life in love over and over again. He chose the way of peace, mercy, and kindness when confronted with trouble. And as we turn to follow in those steps, love's example is my primary purpose. I find courage as I press into that presence. The strength to keep going is not found in my own motivation, but being filled by that great mercy every day. Your compassion never fails to satisfy me. Help me not to give up coming to you. Your abundance never wanes. Merciful God, you are the source of everything we need. Even as we feel our strength and resolve weakening, we come to you. You are the giver of good gifts. Lead us in your love each new day. And guide us in your mercy. Oh. Ring, 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 ring. God's calling. Let's answer. He left me a message. I'll have to find it. Share with me. Delight in my love. Try to live in the rapture of the kingdom. Claim big things. Claim great things. Claim joy and peace and freedom from care. Joy in me. I am your Lord, your Creator. Remember, too, that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, your Creator. When my thought about the world called it into being, your Creator as much too today when I can, by loving thought for you, call into being all you need on the material plane. Well, let's read that again. I am your Lord, your Creator. Remember, too, that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Your Creator, when my thought about the world called it into being, your Creator as much too today when I can, by loving thought for you, call into being all you need on the material plane. Joy in me, trust in me, share all life with me, see me in everything, rejoice in me, share all with me as a child shares its pains and cuts and griefs and newfound treasures and joys and little work with its parent, and give me the joy of sharing all with you. How is your relationship with your God? I ask that to somebody and they say, well, I pray when I need to. Well, God needs you to pray every day. God needs you just as much as we need God. That's why we were created. To be with God. I'm going to wrap this up, though. This has been your daily dose of elevation, leveling up your spirit one stream at a time. Thank you all for being here. If you haven't, like and subscribe. Check out the YouTube podcast where you can find all of the videos, all the sermons and speeches from the past. Shalom, shalom. Perfect peace be with you, and blessings to all you encounter.